Hello everyone! Happy Muggle New Year! I know it's January 21st, but I have been really busy and I'm gonna update you guys on in this video and talk about some stuff that's happening and what's happening in my personal life and what's happening in the YouTube world and more. So let's jump right in. There is a new YouTube Pagan Challenge list of topics for 2017, which I will be doing. I'm a little bit behind. I was just looking over the question or the topics, and it's people submitted them and then they agreed, I guess, or something happened, and they decided on 52 of them and they put them down. Annika posted it, and Annika, thank you for it gives me topics to do at least. You know, I have one video topic that I don't have to think of. And I will say that the first four, I'm going to flip-flop. They make more sense to me if they go 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not dissing anyone for their order or anything, but I think that for me, it's all about Book of Shadows or whatever you want, the terminology you want to use, grimoire, notebook, journal, whatever. So I wanted to do it, for me, the order, which would make more sense because mine's in pieces. It's the same one that I showed before in another video. So I'd rather do 4, 3, 2, 1. That kind of thing. And that's going to be a task because I have to make myself sit still enough and get into creating it. And sometimes that's overbearing to me. I can sit down all day and jump on the computer and do anything. Sometimes videos are a little daunting because of the editing and you have to wait. And when my video's uploading, it's kind of like you don't want to mess it up. So I have a really good connection and I have a really good computer now. But the upload still takes a while, especially if the video is lengthy. So I watch my timer. And so that's kind of daunting to me because I don't really have anything else to do. And the weather's, it's kind of warm today. Actually, I think it's got to be 60 something because, let's see, and of course it's 58, so 60, which is kind of warm. So, but it was only sunny for a minute, and then it was kind of blah out, and I was like, felt like it was going to rain, and I was like, So I'm relaxing at home. So what I do is I usually get on the computer, watch YouTube, go on Facebook, check Twitter, game. I game a lot. So then the other thing is, sorry, that's my work, is shirt, game, that's what I'm talking about. Tattoo. So my tattoo is updated. I'm going to show you guys. I have this much color done. You can see the color kind of came off right here. That's because it's on my elbow. And he said that would take a couple times to get done. But, so it's only to that blue line. And a little bit up right there. It's kind of hard to do this, but. And then, yeah, so these are my characters. I know I've explained this before. This is my mage that I play in game, and this is a druid form that used to be used, and now it's more of like a cosmetic thing. But I love the form, and I wanted to put it there because it meant a lot to me when I was playing my druid, which is up here. He's the guy that's like yelling, and he's going to really suck when they go to color all that in. And then this is King Varian, the leader of the humans, and he actually, spoiler alert, dies at the beginning of this expansion. And this is Jaina Proudmoore, and she was the leader of Theramore. Then she got blown up, and they saved her. Another mage saved her, like, I don't know how to say it. Gave his lone life, sacrificed himself. And then she became the leader of the Kirin Tor in his place. And now she's kind of really pissed off at everyone and left. But she's in the game. And this is the Druid Kitty. This is the kitty cat form. This guy can turn into this and the kitty. So, yeah. So I got that's going really well. Oh, here's the deer too. It's kind of hard to see. He's been working on this area, but he's been trying to get it to take this gray and then so he can turn it into whatever. And yeah, so that is that. So that's coming along. I go back on the I just looked at the 29th, and for more, for the top part. He said he wants to do this part, and then if we have time, go in the inner, but I would rather him start on the inner and get it done so I don't have to ever do it again. But it's not that bad. The tree guy's face right here hurt really bad. It didn't hurt. I'm sorry. It did not hurt really bad. It's the only place that I felt it and was uncomfortable. It was down here. I felt like a little stingy. But I have a scar right here on my wrist, and there was nerve damage because when I was young, I put my hands through a window, and when that happened, I got nerve damage. So it feels really, really weird there. It feels like pins and needles, a little bit more pinny, but pins and needles like when your foot's asleep or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So doing that. I talked about this pagan challenge. New job. I changed jobs again. So I got a message from, I kind of knew it was coming. It was kind of roundabout a couple months ago. I got a message, and they were going to, from my job that I had before, the one for the headquarters of the restaurant. So right, I was at the headquarters of the restaurant for the last year. Before that, I was at an interpreting company. The restaurant company made an offer, and I didn't want to pass it up. So I left the interpreting company and went there. So the interpreting company just made me an offer that I didn't want to turn down from the restaurant company. And the restaurant company, I liked everyone there. I felt like I just didn't feel like I was making a difference, or that I could make a difference, and I kind of felt at times like insecure about my job, and I never really feel like that, but I kind of also at the same time was like, well, there's nothing I can do because of the way the system works there was basically the people in charge aren't really in charge. The head guy makes all the decisions, and then it's kind of like we're yes men running around doing tasks. And that's not usually who I am. I'm usually, the head bitch in charge. So, I mean, I'm used to working in a structure. Don't get me wrong. I'm used to being in the middle or, at the top of my spot, but, there's people above me elsewhere, stuff like that. I was a district manager for a restaurant chain, and I've done a lot of different things, but I'm usually managerial, at least in the last 20 years. Oh, God, that's a long number. So, anyway, the interpreting company offered me a job back, and I took it, and I worked 2 weeks at both places, which was really long days, because I would go in, I'd get up at like 7, go to work, and I'd work from, I usually get there about 8:15, I start at 8:30, technically, and then we would leave at 5:30, and then I would rush home, so I could change clothes, because I kind of need, I'm a little more formal than I need to be. I always wear a tie, but technically I don't think we have to wear a tie. It's only the people that are on camera, and I'm not currently on camera there anymore. It's a video kind of thing, so, but now I'm in an office, so I don't really have to, but I always rush home, change clothes, and walk the doggies. There's Star and Princess. And after I do that, I fly out the door, and I would go and work until midnight at the other place, at the interpreting place. So that was crazy, and that was the first week and second week of January. and I've just made it through the 3rd week. So I've actually got time now to sit down and I'm going to enjoy my weekend and do nothing. Basically, I feel really guilty because I feel like I should be doing something. I feel like I'm missing something, or I'm not doing something, and there's nothing on my calendar. So, don't have anything to do. Oh, I don't know if I talked about it before. I don't have my page open as I say that, and then I kind of do. I have YouTube open, but I don't have my page. And I don't know if I talked about it before, but I applied as a volunteer at a animal sanctuary, the Sunrise Sanctuary here in Ohio. It's in Marysville, and I was accepted, and I'm going to go do it, but I wanted to wrangle my first few weeks of this job, and I told them, hey, when they got back to me, I was like, I just got a career move, so let me get settled into there, and then I'll pick them up, and I figure I'd go up like on a Saturday and work Saturday morning, and then you work 4 hours, and then you're done. But it's kind of labor oriented, cleaning and bailing and stuff, like taking care of animals. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready to go. So I did get this. If anyone is in the area and wants to do this with me, apply. Go online, Sunrise Sanctuary. And I mean, make sure that's something you want to do. They have all kinds of animals. A lot of farm. They have one big huge steer, and they've got some horses, and they've got some goats and sheep and pigs, and potbelly pig rescue. They have a pit bull that was a rescue. They have birds, all kinds of different birds. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to do it. I'm going to try and film while I'm there a little bit, but at the same time as I kind of have to explain why I'm filming, and I don't know if I want to tell them about this channel as I'm walking in. If it turns out to be, what do you need? Okay, then I will do that. But I might have to put it on a different channel, which doesn't really make sense for me because my other one is gaming, and which I don't hardly ever do, and my other one, and after that's Dragon, which I never do. So I only have those two. I guess I could change one of the two. Probably do that, and just convert it over into. Okay, sorry, my dog wanted out. She needed water, and she was coming over here and licking me. And I was like, what is she doing? Weird. So, I'm really into that. I can't wait to start there. So busy. But like I said, I'm thinking that I will have to convert one of my other channels, or I'll have to create a new channel, which is starting at the bare bone minimums again. But I want to share my experiences there, and I will probably share them on this channel, but I just think what's questioned, oh, I want to see your video, I don't know if I want to give out this channel right away. You know what I mean? I want them to know me first, basically. I'm probably not going to be able to walk in there and start filming on day one. You know what I mean? It's going to take a couple months for me to get acclimated, especially if I'm only there 1 day a week. And that's kind of a lot too. So, I mean, that's not tons, I guess. Quit complaining, right? So, yeah, so I'm going to get back into the swing of things and start making videos. We here in the United States just had our presidential inauguration. This is going to take a turn, everyone. So I don't really have much to say about that. I did not watch it. I do not care for the person who was our president-elect. I don't really care that he's our president. I think he's a horrible person. It doesn't matter if what he said was false to get elected, or if he really meant it. The practice that he said it, and he encouraged others. So I'm just kind of in a torn place. I saw a post today on Facebook, and it was someone that's friends with me, and I went to high school with her. So we're not like friends. I mean, I've never probably spoken to her since high school. So it's not that big of a deal, but she made a post. It was Christian kind of ish. So she made a post of a prayer. It was like of an online thing, like a live video post, and it was them praying. And then she spouted off something about I can't remember now, but it was but she posted the prayer and said, "Amen, much more of importance," versus a protest march. And I think that the Women's March is very super important, especially since the powers that be want to kind of limit rights of women and LGBT and everyone else. I think that right now it's time to stand up. And I made a post, and then I thought, you know what, this is kind of mean. I don't want to stir anything up. It's my own opinion, that's her opinion. So I deleted my post. And then I decided because I went to her page and I thought maybe I'm just missing something, maybe I'm not seeing something. And there's more posts. And, but I had deleted my post, like literally a second after I posted it. So she didn't even see it. But she did get the notification that I commented. But when she clicked the notification, of course, it's not there. It's gone. And it all happened like that. And so she messaged me through Messenger. And she said, "I didn't mean to offend you, but the country needs change," and blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking about it, and I got really mad and upset and frustrated. And I had this huge post I was going to put out, and then I was like, you know what? We're not friends. So, you know, we went to high school together, and by the way, the people she hung out with in high school hated me. They weren't very nice to me, so I was like, I don't really know you. You're a friend of a friend of a friend from 30 years ago, so I'm not gonna worry about you. You know what I mean? So instead of explaining what she means by change to her, I unfriended her. So she's now tried to friend me back and said that I said that she sent me that message. And I was like, I'm just so frustrated. If your idea, I agree, this country needs change, okay? But my change was more of like Bernie Sanders' change. And since whatever happened, and he didn't get what was due to him, in my opinion, I was going for to me, the next best thing. Hillary Clinton she's no saint, and I'm sure she's in shady shit. They all are. They're politicians. But I felt like, again, the lesser of the two evils. And let me see what I mean to that. Hers are probably more sneaky and covered up and blah, blah, blah. But so are his. And the thing is just because he wears his shit on his sleeve and says all this hateful stuff, and I'm more afraid of Mike Pence, actually, than Trump. And I just think that it was bad. And he doesn't get a pass from what he said, who he's put in his cabinet, and who he's what has happened the day of the inauguration. The White House page changed. They deleted the women's rights page. They took out any support groups for LGBT. They fired all the ambassadors, which that might have needed done, I don't know. they've just done, it's just obvious that this is going to be a shit show, and I can't sit idly by and just let someone post stupid comments like, "Oh, we need change." If you think the change that we need is that hate, then I have no time for you. I really don't. I can't. I'm not even going to be like, "Oh, we have just difference of opinions." This could be a life or death situation. Okay, people, from what he said and the power he's given to people of these hate groups, white supremacists and the KKK and neo-Nazi and all the other things. I don't call them alt-right because that's not, they're hate groups, and because of giving them power, every day I have to watch my back, and I'm in the city where Columbus, Ohio is a huge gay, cultural rich area, and there's a lot of alternative things. We've got, mystic witchy stores up and down the street. We've got the campus here, Ohio State campus is here, and that's invites a whole diverse group of people, and we just have, and it's just, now I still have to watch my back. I have to worry about being jumped for being gay, and I haven't had to worry about that since the early 90s or before. So if you're friends with me on Facebook and you feel that I'm wrong, let me know. But if you honestly think that there's some excuse for the actions of that whole party, basically, it's nothing but a shit show, and you unfriend me. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want the poison and the rot in my life. You know what I mean? I've worked really hard to cut all that out. That's why I'm really alone and solitary a lot, because there are very few people that I see eye to eye with that's not superficial. You know what I mean? The whole relationship's not superficial. I'm not saying that they're plastic, fake people. It's just that that's the relationship, and it does nothing for me. So now that I babbled over quite some time of that, let's get back on a positive note. I'm going to look forward to making the YouTube Egg Towns videos. I am a little daunted by that because, like I said, I'm going to start with the 4th week and work back and then jump to 5. And so that I can do my book with you and show you how I envision it. Or I might even have to filter that in throughout the year and start with 5 because, yeah, we'll see. But until next time, if you guys have any questions or comments, remember to put them down below. Make them, you don't have to make them positive. What's the word? Even think. Feel free to comment or put questions or comments below, and check me out on social media, Twitter, Facebook page, or all the links are on my channel, on the channel art, and I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.